All right, a new year brings new laws, and one here in Colorado makes new requirements as far as insurance companies.
But now Allstate is implementing a new policy in response that will ban Spanish language sales. So that's why we bring in our 9 News legal analyst, Whitney Traylor, about this. Let's talk a little bit about the new law so people are up to speed with that, and then Allstate's policy in response.
Yeah, and it's maybe not as straightforward as it seems, but there was a new law that this Colorado State Legislature passed that essentially said, look, if you advertise in other languages, you also, as an insurance company, you also have to provide the policy in that language, which really makes sense because they're saying, look, we don't want you advertising to a certain group of folks and then the policy's in a language that they don't understand. So that policy went into effect as of January 1, 2024. Well, Allstate then just came out and announced that, hey, we're going to go to an English only. We're not going to advertise or market in any other languages. And they had been, I think, 6 or 7. I read a number of different stories, but they had Spanish, Vietnamese, a number of other languages. So now their policy company-wide is English only.
That's it. One of the things they say is that it would take too long for them to meet the requirements of the law to process all of these the languages?
That's what they said. I read a couple of different statements, and they're essentially saying, yeah, that it would take 2 to 4 years to translate everything, including on the website and things like that. So,
but State Farm and Travelers and Geico and all these, they were able to get this done in time?
Apparently, as far as I know, Allstate's the only one. I heard there may be one other insurance company joining them, but yes, your presumption is what I believe to be correct. Everybody else is able to comply.
First of all, some of us can't even understand the policy when we understand. Yeah. It's ridiculous. But is this legal? And also, you know, this is a company that's got a lot of money. They advertise. I mean, come on.
Yeah, there's a lot of money. And in this day and age with the technology, what it is, you would think it wouldn't take 2 to 4 years or even really be that expensive. So, but that raises a good point is that, you know, do you as a there's the legal side, and then there's the business side. Are you risking?
Terrible business decision.
That's exactly right. And so whether it's legal or not, I think the Department of Insurance, there was somebody who wrote an opinion saying, yes, this is essentially legal, but this is how our system works. So the legislature or Congress on the federal side will pass a law, and then somebody will challenge it. So here, Allstate says English only, and now one of their workers may get fired for going against it, or a policyholder may sue, and then we'll see if that law is actually constitutional and upheld.
So is their idea here are they really going to challenge the law, or are they going to say, that's the law, we're just going to go English only?
Right, and that's a great question, and it's a great question as to the motivation. Was this really a business decision? Are they trying to push back on the legislature saying, hey, you're not going to push us around? So I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see, you know, just how it unfolds.
It'd be an interesting business discussion. Obviously, you're talking about, you know, a certain part of the market. Yeah. Is this a large part of the market that you're uninviting? Is it a sizable or valuable part of the market, or does Allstate think, you know, we'll just go English only and we'll be just fine? Well,
that's a great question. And that's the point is, are they really pushing back? Is this a business decision, or are they pushing back? Because just a few years ago when we had the pay transparency in Colorado and you had to actually list how much everybody was paying, a bunch of companies stopped advertising in Colorado to try and get around it. So this is kind of how our system works with business versus legislation in that kind of push and tug. Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
Exactly.
All right. Our legal analyst, Whitney Traylor. Good to see you. Thank you.
All right. Good. Thanks.